small investment. Now you're on the hook. And instead of realizing I'm an idiot, I'm a fool, I've been scammed, you stay in the scam. You commit to it. You tell family, no, I haven't been scammed. No, it's not a scam. I'm going to make millions. You're going to see. And I've had those callers on the show call in and say, I'm getting all these millions, Alex, and I'm going to help you as soon as I get it from this Nigerian princess or this Malaysian princess or whatever it is. It's generally just a handful of countries. And I tell them, sadly, I go, it's not real. And they go, shut up, you're bad. And then they'll be on the internet, on some Google page saying, Jones is a CIA agent. He's trying to keep me from getting the 14 million. And then it just goes into schizophrenia. He says it's not real. He's a liar. I'm going to give more to the Nigerians. And I remember in college, and I only went to college for 2 years. And I'd be hanging out over at buddies' frat houses and things, never joined one, or I'd be at a party. And it was always the case when I was hanging out at wealthy frat houses where I had friends, that I worked out with, or UT football players. That's where it was thick as fleas. You would hear, ooh, that guy. Yeah, he didn't go into college. He's just staying here. He's real rich. He's an Astor. He's a Rockefeller. And, the person would walk into a bar or a restaurant, everybody go, there'd be all these good-looking girls, sorority chicks. We'd be sitting there drinking beer, and they'd be like, oh, it's him. It's the Astor. And I go, I've heard of scams where then they always need a loan because they were having a trust fund problem, and they're going to pay you back. Does he drive a fancy car? No, he's staying with Jonathan right now. He's staying over at this apartment with somebody. He's just run away from his family right now. He's upset. He's about to get $1 billion. And, he just, how did you know about the loan? Did you tell you? My friend Betsy, she just gave him $20,000. And I probably saw that. It's just con artists everywhere. Just scam artists everywhere. I'm a Rockefeller. But I need it. And then I was telling Burmese about this a few months ago, and he said, I grew up in upstate New York, but also grew up some in Long Island. And then Rob was talking about it. There's always these people saying they're Astors or Rockefellers or Carnegies, and they're always blowing into not just with the college kids, they blow into the country clubs. And they show up in a fancy suit. You ever seen, what's that movie with Kane and the other guy, where they're two con artists conning each other? And they're in the south of France, scamming all these rich single women. Just incredible. And it's the same thing. And they come in, and they've always got an incredible investment that nobody can be part of. And then always the blue-haired wannabe aristocrats, who've got $10 million in the bank. They feel like it's so great that they now know a Rockefeller or a Rothschild or an Astor that they're like, they'll even tell their husbands, and there's divorces over it. I'm investing $1 million with Count Vibblebrop. I'm investing it with the Countess. There's nothing you can do to stop me. And that's all the New World Order is. They're slicker con artists. If you study how the Rothschilds got in power, it was giving loans behind the scenes. There were, more than 10 different royal sectors of what Germania was, Germany today. It was broken up into counties. And you can read the histories of where the Rothschilds and other moneylenders, the king would be mad at his, the local duke would be mad at his wife and would cut her off her allowance. Well, the Rothschilds would just go get her in debt and scam her and get her in a scam and then have intrigue in. Basically, that's all the New World Order is. Psychopathic henchmen and some psychos in control, a bunch of con artists who just run around scamming us through government, scamming us through everything, and they've just taken over the world, and then all their bottom feeders are crawling all over us, and the public's dumbed down and defenseless.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I said we would have open phones today for the full 4 hours, and we will. I got off into a rant about con artists, people coming into small towns, big cities. There's got to be millions of them. They've always been there. It's the same old scams. They show up, they find out who's weak in your family or your business. They tell you there's a get-rich-quick scheme, a Ponzi scheme, and they come into the country club and they tell you they're always a duke or a duchess or they're royal. It's the same system over and over again. And they find out who's gullible. And then once a person's been sucked in, they can't admit they were conned. And it'll ruin marriages. It'll ruin everything. And a lot of people end up giving everything they've got to a con artist, and they'll be homeless still admitting, I just don't know why the Duke did that to me. And you can always tell these sociopaths, because a lot of times these con artists they're able to con you because they're delusional. They believe their own scam. And that's what government is. I mean, they come out and tell you that Russia attacked Georgia. The public believes it. They come out and they tell you the dollar's strong. There's people all over Wall Street going on the news and saying the dollar hadn't lost any value. It's a conspiracy theory. They'll come out with this outrageous statement that there's no New World Order. No one's calling for it. They'll come out on CNN and say there's no Trans-Texas Corridor when it's all over Texas, thousands of miles of road, and the signs are everywhere, and there's PSAs on TV and at the theater. You know, the movies, they have ads. Doesn't exist. And see, the public doesn't want to admit they've been conned by the media, the culture, the government. They bought into it. So if CNN says and Fox says that there is no Trans-Texas Corridor, Texans will say to my face, there isn't one. Doesn't matter. There's billboards, announcements. Kind of like that police chief in Austin. I mean, he may not know the feds put microphones in that Austin runs it, but I do. It's been in the paper. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he's lying. The point is that we know the facts. We know the government's gone bad. And we also know the public doesn't want to admit up to that because it's so scary. I mean, it's worse than just sending $5,000 to the Nigerian email scam thinking you're going to get $1 million back and not wanting to pull out of it and sending them the next payment and the next. I've seen it reported in the news where people have paid as much as $500,000 to the Nigerian scam from an email. You know, you send out an email to 1 million people saying, send me $5,000, you get $1 million back. You're going to get people that are going to take it because they want to believe their lucky day has come. And these yuppies want to believe that the earth is really dying from carbon dioxide, that it's a deadly toxic waste, not the life-giving gas on the planet next to oxygen. They really want to believe they're part of something good. They don't want to admit they've been scammed and conned with all their environmental bumper stickers. They don't want to admit they've been lied to. Conservatives don't want to admit they've been lied to about George Bush being a good conservative and a great American. You can give them mainstream articles about gay porn stars and madams visiting hundreds of times at midnight, and they'll just say, you're a lying piece of crap. You can show them video of Bush kissing him on the head at a press conference. They'll just say, shut up, communist. Or you tell a liberal that, and they'll go, be quiet, fascist. You got to love it. New York Times attacking me last week in association with Corsi for 9/11 Truth. And see, now I'm the fascist. I was looking at the comments and other stories. Alex Jones, a well-known right-wing fascist. Oh, I've been the big commie. But I was bashing Bush, saying he's a puppet, he runs nothing, they control both parties. And the liberals go, oh, you're so liberal, we like you. Oh, Alex, you're good. We like you. You're against George Bush. And now I'm saying Obama's bad, too. Oh, my God, you fascist. Oh, my. And I'm like, no, he's for spying on us without warrants. The same police state, more wars, all the corporate funding. And they're just like, liar. My God, you're funded by Republicans. You can't admit you've been scammed. You can't admit you've been lied to. Wake up. Stop being scammed. Get cynical about this. Stop letting these con artists rip you off. Stop letting them hypnotize you. I promise we're going to Warren, Seth, Steve, Brendan, Jeremy. When we get back, the economic news, huge Russia news. Stay with us.